Shut up. Half the crowd is my people. So, welcome to therapy. There are a dozen people in the audience who thought I was going to do comedy. How are you? You're like one of the only people here I don't know. I'm an alarming individual up close, aren't I? It's like some cruel fucking prank. It's like God and Johnny Knoxville were off in the corner. So we're gonna leave him in the sun for 8 hours. Then we're gonna fill a tube sock with pubes and glue. Run up and smack him in the face with it. And he'll look like that forever. I am 24 years old, and I have never been in a real relationship with a woman before, which is shocking because clearly I am the total package. No job, live at home with my parents, robust pervert beard, and I've been wearing a bathing suit around my house for the last 17 days because fuck it. And I'm a big believer that I'm a big believer in the idea that our past experiences shape our present personalities in very profound ways. So I kind of look back as for like a blueprint for the man that you see standing before you. For example, when I was 8 years old, like many kids who grew up in the suburbs, I took the bus to school every day. And so every morning I'd grab my book bag, grab my bag lunch, walk down to the corner, stand next to the stop sign, and wait with all the other neighborhood kids for the bus to come. And there was a girl at this bus stop who I had an enormous crush on. And I distinctly remember the reason I liked her as much as I did was her scent. I'm telling you now, it's downhill from here, so get the fuck out of here. And it wasn't that typical girl smell, like shampoo and soap and whatever deanery it is you suck us in with. It was unique, it was exotic, and I was in love. And then one day I walked down to the corner and she's not there. And I'm disappointed, but these things happen. And when suddenly in the wind I catch her scent. But this makes no sense, I say to myself. And so I investigate. Now, if you've never driven past a street corner and seen a pasty 8-year-old in Ninja Turtle sweatpants, crawling around on all fours, fucking smelling everything, I have to believe that's one of those times where you say to yourself, Jesus Christ, if that were my child, I would have bopped him on the soft spot, blamed it on the dog. In the course of my investigation, I learned 3 things. Number 1, over time, stop signs can become very, very rusty. Number 2, rust has a very pronounced odor. And number 3, if you stand next to a rusty stop sign every day, you're gonna smell a rusty stop sign every day. You might think it's an 8-year-old girl, it's a rusty stop sign every day. Now, in the course of my, from this experience, I learned 2 things about myself. The first is that my problems with women began a very, very long time ago. Because you don't know shit at 8 years old, but I would bet money that most 8-year-olds can tell the difference in smell between a human being and a rusty stop sign. Furthermore, if they can't, their reaction to a human being who smells like a rusty stop sign would not be, it would be, what the fuck? Why do you smell like a hammer that's been left in the toe? Jesus Christ. Motherfucker. And now I'm blanking. Hey, how about that? The thing I said I wouldn't do all day, I'm fucking doing it right now. Learned 2 things about myself in the course of this investigation. First thing was that. The second thing is that the satisfaction of my sexual appetite apparently does not require the presence of a live human female. Apparently, all I really need is a pile of scrap metal. And here I am, like a sucker, blowing loads into dish towels with crayon faces. Your name is Gertrude, and you have green eyes. Yeah, I think so. Now, you would not be wrong to assume that my lack of relationship experience implies a lack of sexual experience. To put it, I guess, is it metaphorically? If fucking were Major League Baseball, I am the special needs child who throws out the ceremonial first pitch. I'm having a good time, everybody's clapping. Anyone in the stadium who's not retarded knows it's not real baseball. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, you don't really need to be in a relationship to fuck somebody. What about a one-night stand? What about a one-night stand? Because in my personal experience, the kind of confidence you need to convince a woman to have sex with you within hours of first meeting her only really comes from never having done it before. So I go up to a girl in a bar, I introduce myself, I tell her about the stuff that I keep in jars in the attic. She immediately looks distracted. So I'm thinking to myself, well, this isn't going to happen. She's thinking to herself, well, this is definitely not going to happen. And we both know she's going home with the guy in the corner who has a cock arrow. The cock arrow, for those of you who don't know, is that fucking V that really in shape on his head, that like leads down to their package and a neon sign that flashes and says, "This is the dick you want." I won't lose my breath and start wheezing 3 months. I've opted for the gentle U and the plywood sign painted in goat's blood that says, "Abandoned hope." And so now, you know, the longer I go not really knowing how to do these things, the more worried I become that I'll never really learn. Dirty talk, for instance. Now I know there are some girls who like dirty talk, but I have no fucking clue. So I do what I always do when I don't know what I'm doing. I went out and I researched it. I bought a whole bunch of books on human anatomy, physiology, sexuality. And I compiled a short list of phrases I might employ once I actually managed to get a woman to bed. Now, I realized this is kind of like studying for a test I might never get to take, but I'm up here, so you have to fucking humor me. Let's see. Okay. Number 1. You may begin producing vaginal mucus now. Please note that blood flow has been redirected to my erection. Are you sufficiently lubricated to receive this? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least eager, 10 being the most eager, how enthusiastic are you about this? Your skull is very symmetrical. I like that about you. And finally, you smell like rust.